Hello, my name is Samuel Acosta,
Hi, my name is Natalia Flores.
and welcome back to another episode of Gov 101. Today we have.
My name is Chris Young, and I am the Deputy County Manager here at Santa Cruz County.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Young, for joining us today and taking time out of your day
My pleasure.
to be interviewed by the one and only interns from the Communications Department.
I just want to say something about that. I want to thank Carrie Munoz and the Santa Cruz County School Superintendent's Office for organizing this program. It's really been neat to have the youth running around these buildings and doing innovative projects like this one here. So I just wanted to take that time. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Superintendent Velasquez. Tomorrow is your last day in office. Congratulations on a wonderful career. And once again, thank you for this program. It's really put a shot in our arm of energy here at the county.
Thank you so much for your kind words and to the people that made this possible. And, we've
And
thanked
you
them so
guys.
much.
Yeah, you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, our podcast pretty much is here to educate the public on what each head of department does and what they do to contribute to the county and the community. So, what better way to do that than to do a game show concept? So, what we're going to do is that we're going to ask you to give a brief description about what you do and your role and how it affects the community. And Sam and I will be playing rock, paper, scissors to see who will ask you the first question. And after that, we'll be ringing these bells to see who can ask the most questions.
Okay, perfect.
So if you could please give a brief description about what you do.
Okay, so like I said, I'm the Deputy County Manager, and in general terms, I work with everything that's public facing. So for example, right now I'm helping out with the Community Development Department. There you have planning and zoning, you have building, you have flood control up there also. We work a lot with public works, and what we're doing there is we're working on the department, we're improving this, we're gonna change software, we're gonna hire a couple more people. What we're going to do is we're going to focus on improving our services to both the builders and the public in general. So that's one area. I also did an internal audit of non-financial processes that we have here in the county. So our operating procedures, making sure that the departments that are ran by county management, making sure that the departments that are ran by county management, which means not directly ran by an elected official, outside of the supervisors, make sure that we have our operating procedures in control. That's important when we talk about workflow and just making sure we're doing the right thing in our departments. So working with community development, working with our internal processes. Also, I manage 2 grants that we have that we're trying to do a couple projects in the community and trying to work on getting another grant also. So those are just some of the things that I've been working on.
Okay, thank you so much. And now we're going to play paper, rock, scissors so you can ask me the first question. Oh, what?
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, before we go any further, can you let the public know, and us, of course, your background, such as where you were raised, born, where you attended your school, where you graduated from high school and university, or if you pursued higher education, and what motivated you to become a deputy county manager?
So I get to talk about myself then.
Yes.
Perfect. I love it. So like I said, my name is Chris Young. I grew up in a small farming town in northern Colorado called Windsor, Colorado. Okay, when I grew up there, when I graduated from high school in 95, there was 5,000 people who lived in the town. Now there's about 65,000.
Oh, wow.
I went and played baseball at a local university there called the University of Northern Colorado, fighting bears. Did some traveling around the world, and my degree was in secondary education, so to be a high school history teacher and be a coach. Ended up teaching in Hermosillo, Mexico. And then after about 3 years of teaching, as we were bought out by the largest group of international private universities in the world called Laureate Education. And so I worked for them for a total of 13 years, mostly in administrative positions, whether it be campus dean, regional positions. I did auditing for them in the academic side, worked on certifications, accreditations at both the local and national levels, and different things. Really great experience. I love my time in Mexico. That's obviously where I learned Spanish. But just an amazing time and amazing reception from the people. And obviously, I have a wife and 2 children that were born in Mexico, so Mexico also gave me a family. And so 9 years ago, I was head of the campus here that they had in Nogales, Sonora, and the opportunity to work with the county school superintendent's office to be the deputy county school superintendent arose. I had already gotten a master's in Mexico in education and another master's degree, an MBA from a university here in the United States. And so with those two credentials, and of course my bachelor's, I was able to get the job here with County Superintendent Alfredo Velasquez. And as Deputy County Superintendent for about 8 years. And then I took a year off as a consultant, both I did work here and in Pima County. And then in January, I accepted the position as a Deputy County Manager.
Awesome. That is amazing.
Yeah, your education is a lot. This question has nothing to do with what I wanted to ask, but how come you went to Hermosillo to study?
So what happened, it's kind of a funny story. So after I graduated from the university, I had spent a couple summers in Alaska. I have a brother who's a pilot up there, and was able to save up some money. So I spent a year traveling in Europe, and a lot of it was in southern Spain. And so I picked up a little bit of Spanish that way. And so when I was in Alaska, I went back up to Alaska, and what I was thinking was, I'd like to continue with my Spanish, so I wanted to teach or work at a school in Latin America. And it was between Hermosillo, the jobs that were going to accept me, the positions that were going to accept me, one was in Hermosillo, and the other one was in, I believe, is in South America somewhere. And I noticed that Hermosillo has a professional baseball team, the Naranjeros, and at that time, a gentleman by the name of Vinny Castilla, who was playing for them, and he had played with the Colorado Rockies, who I used to go to the games all the time to watch. And so that's how I chose Hermosillo, and it was a wonderful choice. Everything worked out really well for me.
That's nice. That's a great experience at Hermosillo.
Yes. Obviously, my mother-in-law lives in Hermosillo, so we visit quite often. And of course, family and friends that we have there. It's a wonderful time every time we go.
That's good. Very nice. So, a big question that I would like to know is, what's the difference between deputy county manager and county manager?
So, a county manager has a lot on his plate, right? And so, what the county manager needs to do is he needs to make connections. He needs to create the culture, along with the board of supervisors, as far as when your leadership has the right attitude and the right energy, that trickles down. And realistically, at the end of the day, that's what the county manager and the board of supervisors need to do. They need to create that culture. Okay, and Jesus Valdez has done a wonderful job in his year and a half that he's been county manager, especially through the times that we've had, to create a positive culture where, first one in, first one out mentality, wanting to serve the public the way they deserve to be served, creating opportunities for employees, all those things. So that's the county manager. Mm-hmm. Now the deputy county manager, they're the ones who are more operational. Okay, we have this project. Okay, it's our job to make sure that we execute it. It's our job to make sure that things get done. So if you envision it, you could see the board of supervisors and the county manager maybe on top of the tree, looking. Okay, we need to go this way. Need to go this way, and then we're there helping to get there. Okay. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you explain the workforce within the deputy county manager, as you work a lot with the community development department?
Sure. So we have a situation in our community where we have a large industry, a mining company that's coming in. As everybody knows, South 32, which is going to create changes within our community, or projected changes, right? Nothing's for sure, but projected changes. So we have a situation where our schools, our K through 12 schools, are awesome. They're amazing schools, highest graduation rates in the state. Great leadership in each entity, and so we produce these awesome kids like you guys, right? So we want these awesome kids to stay here. So when we talk about workforce, how do we create opportunities? Because we have Pima Community College here. Yes. Through the Santa Cruz Center. We have a U of A representative. We also have, I think that may be all we have down there. But so the opportunities for secondary education are limited, a little limited down here unless you go online. But also there's a lot of jobs that are available. Okay, so when we talk about workforce, we're talking about positions that are already available. We're talking about positions that with these new industries that are going to be coming in are also going to be available. And we have these wonderful kids that are graduating. So how do we get these kids connected, trained, in line to have these wonderful opportunities? And that's the focus of workforce, whether it be through the community college, whether it be through WIOA, our Arizona at Work programs that we have there, whether it's whatever avenue, we have to find a way so that all stars like yourselves stay and work and contribute to your local community.
Okay.
What are some challenges that you faced as the deputy county manager?
What are some challenges that I have faced? So usually I'm a person that I like to see results quickly. And sometimes that's difficult, okay? Because sometimes the process doesn't 100% depend on you. And so that sometimes can be frustrating because you'd like to get things done quicker. That's one thing. And then the other thing is, what's sometimes frustrating is when working in government, your responsibility is to serve the public. That's why we're here. And sometimes you see you be in public meetings or different situations where you can hear that some people in the public just aren't satisfied with what's happening. And sometimes it's a larger voice, sometimes it's a minority voice, or a less amount of people that are voicing that. But either way, it still resonates because internally you want to make everybody happy. But you can't do it, right? You have to, like the county management board of supervisors, they have to make the decisions. That's what's best for all people. And so sometimes that's frustrating to know that, this segment of the community may not be happy with the decision, but at the end of the day, that's the best decision for the community.
Regardless of the voice, whether it's big, whether it's small, do you let it get to you, or do you use it as motivation to contribute more to the public?
Oh, that's a good question. And on the spot, I don't know, man. You might get 2 points for that one. So first of all, you listen to everyone, okay? No matter where that voice is coming from, no matter how many times that voice has come. And so the question you had was, does it get to you? Of course it does, right? But that's part of the position. You have to learn, you have to be able to deal with it. One thing that I have going for me is, I have a wonderful home, beautiful wife, definitely, and I'm beautiful physically, but I mean mentally, emotionally, just an awesome person, definitely married up. Anybody who knows her would agree with me on that. And then I have 2 beautiful daughters. So it's pretty easy for me to disconnect once I get get off work during the day. It's pretty easy for me to disconnect because I'm so fortunate with how things are going at home. But I mean, of course, if you don't take some things personal, then maybe you don't care as much as you should, right?
Very nice response. Is there any other message you would like to share to the public?
No, the only message for the public would be thank you for having faith in us. The county has gone through a lot the past year and a half. It's been a really neat experiencing the leadership through the board of supervisors, county management, and the department heads, and with you guys. There's a new energy at the county, which is exciting. There's a lot of good things happening. There's positive activities. There's a good attitude. There's an attitude where we really want to help the community. And so I just want to make sure that the community knows that we're doing everything possible to provide the proper services, all the services that we can possibly provide.
What kind of projects do you have that you're currently managing or that you're trying to get out kind of as soon as possible?
Obviously, like I mentioned, there's some grant things that we're trying to work on that will help with some economic development profiles, also hopefully with some helping a little bit in the tourism sector. The community development one's a big one because that's where you deal with housing, that's where you deal with planning and zoning ordinances, like how do you want your community to grow? So the sooner that we can improve the software, improve the way that we are public facing so that the public has more access to more information, the sooner that we can improve that workflow will definitely help. It's definitely a project that I want to make sure that we follow through and get done because that's a big part of what the county does. Mm-hmm. So we want to make sure that project is done right. Okay.
Thank you. And a word from our public, from our audience. They have a question, actually, 3 questions. So, I've heard that you're a multitasker. Do you find it to your advantage to explore the desert at the same time as you golf? Is this a funny question? Are these funny questions?
This is a funny question.
Okay.
So, just to let you know, and we'll just get it out there, I do not golf. I've never been interested in golf. I have golfed in the past, and I did make the mistake of golfing with some other leadership members at one point, and let's just say I did not do well. But I don't think I should be judged as a person on my inability and lack of interest in golf.
I'm going to say these for the end because I'm reading them and I'm kind of laughing in the inside, especially these 2.
Answer them. And who was that from? Mr. Davis?
Nope.
That?
Mr. Valdez.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly what's from Mr. Valdez.
Okay.
So, what else?
You ask what else I can forget. I'm gonna edit that out because we shouldn't have said what else. But,
So the third one's easy if you want to just do that right now.
Okay, it's because we still have like.
Go for it. Go
Okay.
For it.
Should we still do professional? Ish. And then we can.
It's because I think we already did like more than enough. But
You
I
think
don't
so?
know How,
I don't know.
Did you do the lines?
Yeah.
Which one?
Community outreach.
No, what
Oh.
number are we in?
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.
8. Okay, just one more then.
Okay.
Have you done community outreach?
No, I
No?
don't think so.
Okay. Cool.
Like
Yeah.
how what is community outreach and how do you plan to expose it more?
So one thing I want to
Okay.
mention, and you mentioned that you had mentioned previously that you are going to eventually interview Shannon Hall, who is our public relations or communication manager, and it's been an emphasis for the board of supervisors and county management and leadership to be out in the public more. Each supervisor in the short time each one has had a town hall meeting. As you can tell, we're more active on social media. We've had meetings with environmentalist groups. We have meetings with the coaches that use our fields. And we're really trying to get out there and listen to the community. Because at the end of the day, we want to do what the community wants. And we can't do that unless we're listening to them. And so not only are we trying to get out there, we're also trying to make our services that we provide more public facing. Like I said, in the community development department, we're trying to get it so that you can see more things online, so you don't have to call in. So it's a two-pronged effect where not only are we reaching out and informing more of what we're trying to do and the things we're trying to accomplish. You'll see the board of supervisors meetings have a different feeling to them. But also you'll see that in our programs, we're trying to make them more user-friendly so that the community has more access to the things that we do.
Have you posted them on Instagram or any social media?
Shannon Hall manages our social media, and she has been posting quite a bit of stuff because what we've asked is, hey, if you're a softball team, if you're a flag football team, if you're a baseball team, and you're traveling out of state, you're in a regional tournament, if you're in something like that, we want to tell people about it. Let us spread the word of what you're doing. And so we're trying to get more involved so the community knows more things that are happening, not just with us, but in general in the community.
Okay. Thank you for that, for that advice and for that informative description, and just educating us about what you do, what your plans are, and hopefully we see a lot of opportunities with the South 32 mine coming to us, more job opportunities, learning opportunities, and
The one thing I want to mention about the South 32 mine, and I do work directly with that. That's another one of there's many responsibilities that I do, but that's one of them that I work with also. People talk about the wealth that comes in from that new industry, right? And it's important that wealth goes to the sector of the community that really needs it. Okay? Mm-hmm. So when we're talking about if we want to grow healthy, we need to make sure that everybody is impacted in a positive way. Okay, for the health of the community. We need to make sure that wealth stays in Santa Cruz County, and we need to make sure that wealth, and like I said, it's a projection. We don't really know what's going to happen. There's projections, of course, but we don't really know. But if that wealth does come from that new industry, we got to make sure that wealth is focused on taking care of our community, taking away barriers that some of our community members have to being successful, make sure that our environment is taken care of, make sure that we have we continue to have a strong education for our youth, maybe even more secondary education opportunities. But that wealth has to improve our community starting from the ground up.
thank you so much. And to conclude it, I have some funny questions for you. Okay, so is a golf score higher than the temperature in Phoenix in the summer a good score?
So I am not a fan of Phoenix, so I'll reference Hermosillo. And if you go to Celsius, so we were talking about 50 degrees Celsius, what Hermosillo gets to in the summer, my golf score is just a little bit above Celsius in Hermosillo.
South Park or Beavis and Butthead?
So I don't condone either of those cartoons because I have 9-year-old daughters. But if I were to choose between either one of those, I would say South Park because they're from Colorado, along with Crocs.
Yeah, we love South Park.
I love South Park. It's so funny. Would you prefer the heat from Hermosillo or Phoenix?
Hermosillo 100 times more because in Hermosillo you could go to Leñador and get some tacos de carne asada. And I'd be around family and friends. For whatever reason, I'm not the biggest fan of Phoenix. A lot of cement and just hot. So I would definitely prefer Hermosillo heat to Phoenix heat.
That's brutal. You're one strong person because, wow.
Well, when we were living there, we had a dog, right? And the dog would not go outside for his walk until night because it was so hot. So that just, I mean, it's pretty intense heat.
Yes, very. And the last one, are you more of a Rockies fan or a Naranjeros fan?
It's tough, man, because look, when I was little, the Colorado Rockies didn't exist. That's how old I am. And so as a child, I became a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, and I've paid for it ever since because they're horrible. But I'm a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. I've been to a lot of Colorado Rockies games, but I will say that my favorite baseball game to go to, if I have to choose to go to any baseball game, it would be a Naranjeros game. And in the new stadium, it's okay. But I'd rather go to a game in Hector Espino because those things were fun.
All right. I never thought you'd be a Pittsburgh fan.
Yeah, it's random. And like I said, it's just because Colorado didn't have a professional baseball team. And the Pirates are black and gold. And for whatever reason, I just like the colors. And that's it.
And it's tough. It's tough out there for them, huh?
So when I was in high school, so we're talking early 90s, late 80s, late 80s, middle school, early 90s, high school, they had the Killer Bees, Bobby Bonilla and Barry Bonds, right? And so if it wasn't for the Braves, they would have had multiple trips to the World Series. So my absolute least favorite team is the Atlanta Braves because of that. But other than that 5-6 year stint, the Pirates have not been very good through basically the entirety of my life. But you know, I'm not. It's not like I'm gonna burn the hats, right? Every year I'll buy a hat. I'll still keep my Bobby Bonilla and Barry Bonds, mostly Bobby Bonilla baseball cards. But you know, you can't leave them just because they're horrible, right?
Yeah.
So.
I agree.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, right. If you have any questions for us, it could be funny, it can be professional, feel free to ring that bell.
So okay. So in the next 5 years, where do you see yourself?
I see myself graduating post-secondary school. Hopefully I'll be done with my associates, and as well as, it's master's, right? Master's is the second one, or is
So
it
it's
bachelor's?
associates, bachelors, and masters.
Oops.
All right.
So I'll be graduating, hopefully earning my bachelor's in communications as well, as I'm planning to keep pursuing that degree, and getting an internship and working at ESPN. I really
Oh,
want to
really?
work at
You wanna be a
ESPN.
sport- really?
I want to be a sports reporter, yeah. I'm still kind of figuring it out, but I'm starting to gravitate more towards sports.
That's awesome. That is awesome. If there's anything that we can do to help you, I mean, this is obviously good stuff for you. You're still in high school or no?
I graduated.
You graduated,
yeah.
right? Shoot, what you should do is you should announce the Little League games. You know, the
Yes.
mayor's there, and he does it. But I'm sure they'd love a color person to do the play-by-play up there. You should ask the mayor, Mr. Maldonado, if you can help out with that. The kids, I mean, it's a great environment, the Little League games,
I
right?
love baseball.
And
watching
so that would be really neat. You can come up with nicknames for the kids, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
You should think about it.
Do you go to the city of Nogales for that, or do you just email him? Or the rec? Like, where do you go for that?
I just go, I mean, if you want to, we can help
I'm
you
taking
out.
this out. Okay,
We can
I'm
help you
cutting
out.
this out.
No, we could definitely help out with that
Okay.
if you'd like to.
Yeah.
Okay, good, good. What about you?
In 5 years? where I see
5
myself?
years. You're
Uh,
graduated also?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's high school. So in 5 years, I would have my bachelor's in biomedical sciences, and I believe I'd have begun my pursuit for my master's in grad school at hopefully an Ivy League school. And yeah, 5 years.
Okay, good. So education, good.
Mhm.
Now, are you going to try to find, your first couple years of college, you're going to try to find some type of internship?
Well, yeah.
Something so that you can, so this is my biggest recommendation, is before you commit to those 4 years, or during at least the first couple years of those 4 years of getting your bachelor's and what you want to study, try it out. See what that position that you want to have, see what they do daily, right? So if you want to be a lawyer, hang out with a lawyer for 6 months. Just let them hang out at their office, or like you're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
You got a pretty good idea what Supervisor Davis does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend, if it's something that, you got time, right? You're gonna, how old are you, 18, 19?
18.
18. So you're gonna work till you're 70,
Hopefully.
right?
Mhm.
So it's 52 years to work, right? Or 50, yes, you're 18, so it's
Yeah.
52 years to work. So obviously you can change your careers as you go through, but it's not a bad idea to take your time to figure out what you want to do, and the best way to do it is to go do it,
Yeah.
right? So if
Take
you want to be a
initiative.
sportscaster, start out in Little League, then do the high school games, then do the college games, right?
Yeah.
And make sure you want that life, a lot of sunflower seeds and flat Coke. That's my recommendation.
And
It's,
ballpark hot dogs.
And
Oh, they're
ballpark
so
hot
good.
dogs. There you
So
go.
good.
No, yeah, for sure.
I mean, you can probably get them for free if you
Hopefully.
announce.
I do plan on doing like any internships throughout those 4 years for sure.
Good. Good.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Mr. Young, for joining us today. Stay tuned for another episode of Gov 101.